Ibeju Lekki is quickly becoming one of the most sought after places to invest in real estate. Dear investors, take note of these 5 significant developments that will boost the GDP of Nigeria as a whole over the next decade. And guess what? All 5 are located around Ibeju Lekki and Lekki-Epe. Number 1 is the Deep Sea Port. Number 2 is Lekki Free Trade Zone. Number 3 is Dangote refinery. Number 4 is the new Lekki International Airport. And last but not least is the 4th mainland bridge. I call these 5 developments the real estate value boosters of Ibeju Lekki. I know that sounds funny, but after hearing what I have to say, you'll understand. So let's start from the Deep Sea Port. It spreads over 90 hectares of land. It's the largest port in Nigeria and one of the biggest in sub-Saharan Africa. It's a multi-purpose deep sea port at the heart of Lagos Free Trade Zone, Lekki. It is arguably one of the most modern ports in West Africa. It is to be expanded so as to have the capacity of handling around 6 million TEUs of containers and a significant volume of liquid and dry bulk containerized cargoes. The port is to be equipped with ships able to transport over 14,500 containers. Other West African countries such as Chad, Mali, Niger and Cameroon have already shown interest in handling their imports and exports through the Lekki Deep Sea Port. And just some weeks ago, on December 21st or 22nd, the Lekki Port Enterprises announced that it will fund an $800 million railway line from the harbor to Ijebu, where it will connect to the proposed Eastern Railway line that connects Lagos to Benin and all the way down to Calabar. The Lekki Deep Sea Port is a joint effort of the federal government, Lagos state government and the private sector. Number 2 is the Dangote refinery. As we all know, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, is building the continent's largest oil refinery, a fertilizer factory, a petrochemical plant, and a sub-sea gas project, which is valued at $17 billion. The refinery is situated on a 6,180 acres of land at the Lekki Free Trade Zone. It is supplied with crude oil by the largest subsea pipeline infrastructure of the world, which is 1,100 kilometers long, estimated to process about 650,000 barrels of crude per day. The refinery will be commissioned before the end of the first quarter of 2023, and when fully operational, it will provide 135,000 permanent jobs within the region. My forecast is that over 30% will choose to reside not so far from where they work, and at least 15% to 22% will choose to buy houses around the same proximity where they work. Next up is the 4th mainland bridge. The 4th mainland bridge is a 38-kilometer long bridge project which connects the Lagos Island by way of Langbasa, Lekki and Baiku, Ikorodu across the Lagos Lagoon to Itamaga in Ikorodu. I know most of these names sound funny for my pronunciation, I know, but that's just what it is. The bridge is a 2x4 lane carriageway with a cross-sectional road with permission for BRT lanes and future road connections. The idea was conceptualized by the government of Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to Lagos State government, when completed, the 4th mainland bridge would be the 2nd longest bridge in Africa, with 3 toll plazas, 9 interchanges and 4.5 kilometers lagoon bridge, and an eco-friendly environment. Now let us look at the 4 ways that we expect the fourth mainland bridge would impact in the real estate developments within that proximity. Alright? Number 1, multiple infrastructural developments are likely to result in increased property prices. This is an advantage if you are an investor. Also, increased accessibility is set to result in increased demands for properties. Increased development activities will likely firm up Epe's position as a leading real estate sub-market. And also, if you want to look at it critically, we'll realize that there is going to be a ripple effect on the neighboring sub-market.